You know that meme with the dog sitting with his cup of coffee and the room is on fire? And he's like, this is fine, this is fine. This is real life now. I am that dog with my cup of coffee. Not literally, because I drank it already this morning, but everything's on fire around me. That's what it feels like. Hi! Welcome to episode 109 of the Cat Lady podcast. My name is Andrea, also known as the Cat Lady. That's 2 T's, C-A-T-T, craft all the things. Thank you for joining me. Today is March 17th, 2020. It is St. Patrick's Day. Not that it matters. I am coming to you from Michigan, under quarantine, as is the rest of the world. My children are free-for-all downstairs, so we'll see how this goes. I told them to leave me alone, but you know how that usually goes. If you are a returning viewer, you really know how that usually goes. If you are new, pardon the interruptions, because there's bound to be at least one. I have my show notes. This is going to be all over the place. I am wearing my Snuggie because I am wearing my pajamas and I am not wearing a bra. If you follow me on Instagram, that'll make more sense because we had a conversation about that. I'm tired. I don't know what I am. So, but we're here to talk about crafty things, and I am still crafty, so we'll go right into that. The whip along is going on. I have not worked on any of my whips. I am failing miserably at the whip along, but if you are finishing whips that have been languishing, then please come over to Ravelry and post them in the Cat Lady podcast group. And you can find me all over the interwebs as the Cat Lady. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Ravelry. All the rules are posted in the Ravelry group. There's some prizes to show. Let's see, prizes. Oh, we have this lovely pack of minis from Happy Little Yarn. There we go. We have a project bag of your choosing, either the teal kitties or the peach kitties. Just a little drawstring bag. And we found our wandering stitch markers from Neatsy's porch. So here's Neatsy's porch. These beautiful stitch markers. So that is our prize pack for now. So yes, go in and enter those whips and encourage me to work on my whips because I literally have not worked on any of them. So the main rule is anything that was started before January 1st, 2020. And it can include knitting, crochet, spinning, sewing, Cricut projects, scrapbooking, paper crafts, anything that you've started. I know Ravelry is mostly the fiber related things, but if you have something that you a project that you worked on, beading, whatever, throw it in there. So on to my finished objects. I have some finished objects to share. Let's see. So if you don't know, I'm working on a fingerless mitt design, and I think we are like 99% ago. So literally I just need to get myself together and take some photographs, which I am not together. I got a cold, which of course, getting a cold when there's a creepy, scary virus going around is like panic attack, you know? Like, oh my god, do I have the virus? But pretty sure I don't, so just cold. But still makes you worry. But yeah, so I apologize if I'm sniffly and whatever. So anyways, back to the mitts. So I struggled a little bit on the extra large size, and I still don't 100% know if it's good, but everyone seems to say it's good. And I made myself a sample pair, but I don't have extra large hands, so as far as the fit goes, I don't know if it's good. I think it's good, but it seems pretty good. I mean, it's actually kind of cozy for a kind of a very loose fitting glove on me. So yeah. So I finished the sample, and look at that pink. It's so funny. Trying to photograph this pink is ridiculous because it's like so blown out. So this is the extra large size. It's a worsted weight Premier Yarns in the neon pink colorway. I did step down a needle size. I actually used US 6 for these. The pattern calls for US 7, but I started a pair in the US 7 and they were way too big. So this pair came out better and it got gauge. So I didn't check my gauge the first time because, yeah. So just so for those who may not have tuned in before, these are my sample worsted pairs, or worsted medium and the DK medium. So I made these for me. So the pattern comes in both DK weight and worsted weight. So these are the medium sizes. So those ones are for me. I might do a giveaway if there's anybody, please. If anyone is interested in winning these pair of extra large, it's made to fit like about a 9-inch circumference around your thumb, or above your thumb around your hand. So about 8.5, 9-inch. The actual glove size is about 8 inches around, so a little bit of negative ease there if you have 8.5, 9-inch circumference around your hand. I would like to give these away because I don't really have a use for these besides photographing for the pattern, but if somebody would like to win these, I would love to give them away. So comment down below if you are interested. So then Emily said she would like a pair of gloves, which she never asked for anything. She is not one that likes knitwear. I've tried making her socks. She's sort of okay with them. Made her hats. She's sort of okay with them. So she literally has never asked for anything. So she asked for a pair of gloves and she tried on these ones. And I said, sure. So I said, what color? Blue's her favorite color, so she picked blue. So I found this Sunrise Fiber Co. yarn, which, oh my gosh, the hank skein, whatever it was, didn't do it justice. Like, after knitting it, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. So I'm excited to use the rest of it for a hat or something, but here is the DK weight small size of and these are called the Totally Rad mitts. They kind of have I felt they had like an 80s vibe to them. So these are size small. But look at this. Look at the color in that yarn. Oh my gosh, like every stitch is almost every stitch is like a different shade of blue, and there's like little pops of like purpley in there. Oh, it's just gorgeous. So I really loved how these turned out. And it's very soft. It's a really nice yarn. So I will show you what they look like on, actually. This one's mine. So this is the Lemonade Shop DK. So it's just supposed to be a fun little mitt. Comfy, just kind of short. Some people were saying it's a little short in the cuff, so I made some modifications in the pattern to make it longer in the cuff or make it longer in on the top. So, but it was designed to be kind of like a short mitt. So hopefully that's coming soon. I really want to get some nice pictures of me wearing them, and possibly Emily now wearing hers, so that I can put them in the pattern and publish the pattern. But yeah, and if you go on my Facebook, my cover photo, I have a picture of all 4 of these lined out. It looks kind of cool. So, so next up is my Twin Leaf Fingerless Mitts, Twin Leaf Fingerless Gloves by Sashka Makiewicz. Use US 2 needles, leftover Knit Picks Hawthorne fingering in the slate colorway. Last time I showed them off, I had one done and one like probably half done. So now they're both done. Washed and blocked, and these are gorgeous. I love these. So I've made a pair for myself before, and these are for a friend. But these are just some real pretty. You gonna focus? There it goes. So I really like those. Hopefully I'm in focus. Looking at, there we go. Apologize if the focusing has been wonky. So yeah, these are for a friend. So these are done, and just need to get those off in the mail. So. Finish those. Oh, the colorway for the Sunrise Fiber Co. is called a Blue Moon. So that's it. So I just finished a bunch of gloves. Very quick. So those fingerless mitts are the Totally Rad ones are super quick. I mean, you can get them done in a couple sittings. So it's really nice. So works in progress. I've made some progress. Oh, I have a hoe. I got half a sock, or half a pair of socks. I have a sock. This is my Gale's Art sock blank in the Lava Lamp colorway. They're a little snug, it fits, and once I wet it and block it, I just threw on this to show it off, obviously, but I followed my same pattern I usually do, but I feel like the last few pairs of, I don't know, I think my gauge is just getting tighter, so stressed out knitting. Last you saw, I was right before the ribbing, so this is about right here is where the ribbing starts. So I finished up the ribbing, and I started the next one. It's very tiny. I have got a toe, just a tiny little toe. Not much going on there. So typically my sock pattern is 60 stitches, size zeros. I knit for about 7 3/4 inches, do a fish lips kiss heel, and then knit, I don't know, my leg varies, but I like to make a long leg, so the leg usually goes up, extends about, so let's see, if this is 7 3/4, it's probably like 9 inches. Probably a 9-inch leg, something like that. So it's kind of noisy downstairs. I really should be concerned, but I'm not going to be concerned. So next up is my Barley Light by Tin Can Knits. This is in the Miss Babs Rhinebeck 2019 colorway. It's a twinsy project with my friend Jen. US size 4s, and I need to finish these because I need my 4s now. So I'll tell you why in a moment. Jen was working on hers and had to rip it out and start over with different needle size. She didn't get very far, thankfully, before she had to rip it out, but now I was kind of working slowly so we could finish close together, but now I need my needles, so I just gotta finish. So this is what we're doing. I need to go to about 7 inches to make it a little slouchy, and it's at about 6, I think. So it's definitely close to, it's definitely close to where I could, like, because right now I could probably close it up to make a beanie, but I'm going to make it slouchy, so yeah, I like how this is turning out. So these are fun hats. Now that I just screwed up my hair, not that it was doing anything great anyways. So this is, but oh, I love these pops of colors are really fun. Last you saw it, it was here, so I've made a couple inches of progress there, 2 inches maybe. So yeah, this is the, okay, time to get her done project because I need my needles. And why do I need my needles? Because I would like to cast on the Doodler by Stephen West, which I talked about before, and I thought I could just start it as my quarantine project using my first samples of hand-dyed yarn that I'm working on. If you are new, I am starting a shop, a hand-dyed yarn shop, and it is slow going. I will talk about it later. But I've made a few samples of yarn, so here are the yarns I'm doing for the Doodler. We have like a, okay, so I've named, actually I don't think I've named, let's see. I think we're calling this one, and then these aren't necessarily repeatable anyways, but I'm trying to give everything names. So After Midnight is the navy. No. Okay, I don't think I've named these ones. I've named a couple of them, but I like After Midnight for this one. So blue. Berry, I still need to come up with a name. This one I still need to come up with a name. And then the Speckly will be kind of a combination of these two because it was speckled in purposely to match these two. But anyways, the Doodler shawl is a 3-color shawl with a contrast color across the top, which will be the navy. A central pattern, or kind of a raise kind of thing, with the speckle and the navy, and then a kind of wavy border with the berry color at the bottom. So, but this uses size 4s. I need my size 4s. US 4s. Okay. So that's that. Spinning, I have not touched, I've been longingly looking at this. Every time I walk past my wheel, I have not cast it, or I've not thrown it on. I don't know what to cast it on, whatever. I have not put it on the wheel yet. This is a merino silk from Recycled Wool Company. And yeah, I was kind of, I don't know, I was overthinking it. I think I'm just going to spin it how I normally spin, which is usually thin, especially if it's got silk in it because it gets slippery. And I'll decide if I want to 2-ply it or 3-ply it after I'm done. Because I'll do a quick little on the wheel sample to see if I like the 2 or the 3, if I want a little thicker or thinner, and go from there. So no spinning. Nothing on the Cricut. I've done a little dyeing. Obviously things are just so crazy. I just can't even. So the time, my crafting time has been cut down severely because my children are home, and no comment. So yeah, but I did some dyeing before all heck broke loose, and this was the first. Oh, so this is the one I came up with some colorway names. So this is, and these ones I thought about possibly keeping to sell as some initial trials selling once all the licensing and stuff goes through. So if you're interested, stay tuned. But these, and they're coming off a lot more red on screen. They're definitely more toned burgundy color. So they're not that bright red. So if you, I think I posted these on Facebook. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know if I did or not. But when they're listed, they will be posted with the appropriate pictures. But it's very tonal. Got lots of like kind of lighter spots, and there's a good like good kind of variation. Boy, it's really red on there. It's really not that red. But I'm calling this Velvet Crush. That's what those. I got 2 skeins of that. They were dyed together. So yeah, yeah. There's another. So this spot came out a little bit less color than I wanted, but it still adds to that tonality that will be real pretty knitted up. So, and I think this one has one of those spots in there too, so they're matchy. Yeah, kind of like right there, kind of a little more whiter in there than planned, but again, I like them. So Velvet Crush, and then actually those were dyed, and that was the color I was going for when I was dyeing the berry. So I was trying to go for this. And boy, those look like the same on the screen almost, don't they? They're not. But this was more the burgundy I was going for, and I was going to do it with the blue, which, okay, see, that color looks a little bit more accurate next to the blue, because now the blue looks black. It's funny what the camera does, but a little bit more accurate, but let's get the berry in there. Not really, I don't know. So, but since I did the speckly to combine the blue and the berry, I'm going with it as is. So those, stay tuned. Those 2 might be on sale. This one I might or for sale. This one I might put on for sale as well. I really like this one. This one turned out nice. And I named this one. What did I name this one? Did I put a name in there? Golden Leaf. Yes. Okay. So the burgundy was made by mixing black and red, which duh. Gives you a dark red type of maroon. It's more of like a maroon colored. So anyways, this was actually a mix of 4 different colors. There was 3 different yellows and a glazing with like a greenish brown color. So this I'm calling Golden Leaf. And I just love the variation of, like, there's little pops of colors in there that probably might be hard to see on camera, but there's just a lot of color variation in there that I love. And this one was applied using a syringe in the pot. So the pot was, the yarn was in the pot of water kind of laid out, and then a syringe to the color in certain spots, didn't really touch it. So I really love, I mean, there's like little pops, like little orange spots in there, and then that's like darker. And then some brighter spots, yeah. So this one's really pretty. I kind of don't want to get rid of it, but I think I could recreate it. They're pretty similar. So that is going to be the goal, is recreating things. And then this is I shared this on Instagram because I could not stand it. So those were both, all 3 of those were 75/25 merino nylon from Wool to Die For. And this one is, I think it's an MCN, so merino cashmere nylon. It was given to me from my friend Kim from Chasing Acorns. She used to dye yarn, and she had this set up for self-striping, so it was already wound into a cake so that she could warp it on the warping board and then separate it out. So she gave it to me already wound in a cake. So I thought, you know what, maybe I'll try self-striping, because I just need to find a place to make a giant loop around. So I did it in my house, and on Instagram there's a photo of what my setup was. So I had a chair in the family room, and then went all the way through the kitchen, all the way through the dining room, all the way to the living room, and another chair. I had 2 chairs and 1 chair in the middle there. And I looped it around into a huge loop, sectioned it off into 4 sections, and it was a lot of work to do this. I mean, it took way too much time to do this, but it turned out so nice. So we have like and these 2 yellows were left over from this. So I have some stock left that I wanted to use up. So I used 2 of those colors, which I still have stock left, because I didn't have to use that much. So I have this golden orange color, this bright sunny yellow color, and then I found 2 more colors in my dye collection that I thought might work, and I really like how it turned out. It's kind of, I feel like it's an eclectic color combination, but I think it works. So there's like a brown, and then there's like a wine colored. And I was going to call this one Wine at Sunset. So we have like kind of the sunny sunset colors, the brown, and then the wine colored. So Wine at Sunset, self-striping. This I'm going to keep because I don't know what it is exactly, and I want to see how it stripes up. We'll see how the calculations of the number of wraps around, or my loop around, and see how big and thick the stripes are. They're closer. They're going to lose their video games today, and they're going to be really upset. So that's all I got to dye. So only the 3 colors, which is kind of a bummer. I have 7 skeins left that I can play around with before I have to order some. I have a sample pack coming tomorrow from a supplier that had this option to send, I think, 60 mini skeins of their most popular 60 bases, which is a lot. So I'm super excited just to squish them and look at them and see what they look like and see how they work. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to dye them yet, or what I'm going to do, but I'm really excited just to be able to play with some more yarn. So I will keep you posted on that. So that is all for dyeing. For stash, not a lot of stash, but I did pick up one thing. So I've been talking a lot about Fiber for the People because she's awesome and she dyes and makes videos. So that's how I stumbled across her, and so now I follow her on Instagram. And I am a sucker for bulky, squishy, bulky yarn. So this is one of her most popular colors called Cactus Flower. And it's nice and squishy and bulky. So look how pretty that is. So there's her logo, Fiber for the People. So I'm thinking of designing all the things that, I don't know why, because it's a lot of freaking work, but I want to maybe design a hat out of this. I want to design a hat out of the rest of the DK. What else did I say? I don't know. I want to design a shawl too, but that wasn't really on the list. And then she sent me some tea to go with it. So this is organic lemon ginger. So just check that out. And I also signed up for her 6-month fiber club that's upcoming, and she makes videos on how she dyes some of the yarn, so it's going to be really exciting to have the skein of yarn and then see the videos later of her dyeing them, so that'll be fun. I think she does 2 out of the 6 she'll record and upload to YouTube, so that's really cool. I've never done a yarn club. It was a little pricey, but you'll know, right? I don't know. I figured I'd give it a go. And yeah, I might be stuck in my house for the next 6 months, so we'll look forward to getting some packages, I guess. Okay, anyways, I also got new burners for dyeing. I just bought some cheap burners off Walmart that were recommended in another dyeing group. The ones I have that I'm borrowing, A, I'm borrowing, so I need to get back. B, I could not get in a stock pot full of water, I could not get it to come over 100 degrees, and it took like an hour. Now, granted, the new ones took probably the same amount of time. I got it to almost 200 degrees. So I got it to where I needed to go. And that's in a big stock pot. If I'm using a restaurant style catering pan with it's a double burner too. The other one was a single. If I'm using it across the double burner with a catering pan, I think we'll be good to go. So I need to figure out my method of dyeing tonals in the long catering pans, which I don't think will be a problem with multiple skeins of yarn. Well, I don't think it'll be a problem. I just haven't really tried it. I've just been doing the stock pot, kettle pot. So, but I need more yarn. And my husband said, you know what, just go ahead and order yarn, and business is on hold. And that's not on hold, but we're not in any hurry. But he said that doesn't mean it needs to stop you from practicing and playing. So I love him so much. But I'm waiting to get the sample pack from this one supplier, at least, to see what I like. And I need to kind of look over my other supplier options as well and determine, because what I do buy, I would like to save to sell once I get everything. And, you know, it's an online business, so I don't gotta go to the store. So no one's going to the store, so it doesn't matter. So I can start it whenever, but anyways. So that's it. So that's all for stash. Podcasts that I have been watching. Podcasts that I have posted since I last recorded that I have watched. The Yarn Curator, Chevy Roll, Needles at the Ready. Oh, I forgot to mention. Stay tuned. Happy Little Yarn. Okay, let me just stop here. So Needles at the Ready is Kevin and Ray, and then Happy Little Yarn is Amy, and the three of us podcast conglomerates, whatever, are going to do a make-along. I had it in my notes at the beginning, but forgot to mention it. So stay tuned for that. If you don't follow Happy Little Yarn and Needles at the Ready, go follow them and come back here. And stay tuned for a fun make-along to get us through this crazy time. Mint Rain, and also if you are working from home, Mint Rain posted a nice little quick video on tips on how to work from home. She is a, at-home dyer and does, dyeing is a lot of office work as well, which I knew, but really it is. Just like podcasting is a lot of freaking computer work too. So the fun part, the actual recording and the actual dyeing, I was like this much of the actual whole picture. So anyway, she posted a video of like the top 10 things you need to do to keep it together when you're working from home. And her first thing was, get up and get dressed. So to be honest, I'm not gonna be able to live in my pajamas permanently. So I will have to get dressed to feel some semblance of sanity because, yeah, just leave it at that. So if you want some tips on how to handle working from home, obviously she doesn't have kids, so that adds in a whole different level of something. But there were some really good tips on how to handle keeping it together at home when you're not used to working at home. Back to podcasts. A Lefty Nerd podcast, Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits, Flame and Fiber podcast, Joey Scarf podcast, which you need to check out her make-along she has going on. It's in honor of her son Joey, who passed away from cancer. This is the namesake of our podcast, Joey Scarf. It is in honor of make-along, so making something for someone or making something for someone in their memory. But I'm going to enter in Emily's mitts since I made these for her. So it's just more of a make something for someone else type thing or make someone in someone's memory. So I thought Emily's mitts would be perfect for that. So I'm going to put those in her make-along. So go check that out. Knit All the Yarn, that's a new to me podcast. Can't remember what episode she's on. She's got a good number of episodes. But she's another Michigander, so that was exciting. I always like to come across local people. She's not local as in like super local, but she's in the same state. So the 3-Ply podcast, which are 3 friends that get together and podcast, which I love it. I do like the multiple people. I kind of wish I had a partner. That would be fun, but probably wouldn't be good now anyways because we wouldn't be able to hang out. But anyways, I digress again. And the Cat Knit podcast. Those, I think, are all the podcasts I've caught up on. I also watch the Chem Knits podcast. She's pretty popular, and she does dyeing videos. And that's all she does is dyeing videos. So if you're into hand dyeing yard, you probably already know about her, but Chem Knits, I watch her a lot, too. Life in Review. I wrote, I don't even know what to say here, because I really don't. I don't know. Life has been so chaotic. I just don't even know. So I'm homeschooling. Yay. So day 2. We've baked a cake. We've made bread this weekend. I'm making more bread today. I've been trying to adhere to a schedule. I should look at what time it is so we know what's next. At 1 o'clock, let's see. I think 1:30 is when we're due to do things. They're running around in circles. I need to send them outside, but this is their free time, so I just said leave Mom alone. That was really the prerequisite of free time. So far so good. I'm almost done. And my camera's gonna cut off in like 20 seconds, so look at that. Hey, look, we're on top of things, so just stay tuned. the timing was impeccable. So I turned off the camera, the child came in and told me the microwave's beeping, which means my bread is ready to put in the oven. So, because I set a timer for my bread to rise. So, as soon as I wrap up here, I will put my bread in the oven. We're having corned beef for dinner, so at least we have a fun St. Patrick's Day dinner. We have corned beef, carrots, and potatoes. Green beer will be on the menu as well. My drinking has increased just slightly from like one or two a night to every night, but just one glass of wine, one bottle of beer. We're back to Christmas. It's Advent all over. A couple people have joked like, don't you wish you had your Advent calendar now? Yes, but I do have plenty of beverages to hold me over, so we are okay. Business update, like I said, things were moving slow to begin with, but now they are at like standstill almost. I obviously have to wait for my paperwork to come back from the state of Michigan, which who knows when that's going to be. So I filed my LLC paperwork. I got denied a credit card, which I have really good credit, personal credit. Our personal credit is great. Obviously, my business bank account is like, I got nothing in there because I don't got a business yet, but I have enough to open to the account, so I don't know what's going on with that. But I talked to the banker. He said he was going to submit it for a second review. I don't know, but I need a card to buy things. So I've been buying things with my personal account and then like entering it into a spreadsheet to kind of keep track so I can pay myself back. Because I don't want to use my debit card online because everyone knows that's like ripe for the picking as far as if someone steals your debit card, they're draining your money from your bank instead of taking it from the credit card that you can then dispute, blah, blah, blah. So I got my sample supplies coming and I got the notification it should be coming tomorrow. So far I got an email from one of the suppliers that said, business as usual, we're shipping as usual, don't worry. So I'd like to get an order in though, like as soon as possible, just to get it done, get it in, get it shipped here before the whole world just completely like is on lockdown. So, because I feel like it's a day to day, it's a minute to minute change of situations. So, I really want to do more self-striping. That was like really fun. I'd like to be able to do a few at a time, of course. And in order to do that, I think I need like a warping mill or a warping board, which I could totally build. So that is in the brain at the moment, so I don't know. I don't know if I would make self-striping a regular thing, but oh my god. And I need like a skein winder, really, because I can't believe the people who sell these like gobstoppers. This took forever. This took forever to wind one. How do you wind all these? So I know why they cost more, and I totally get it and totally worth it, but this took like an hour to wind this thing. Maybe I'm a little exaggerating. I don't know. It took a long time. So, oh, guys, I'm exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. My husband's like, why don't you take a hiatus on the podcast? I'm like, no, I just gotta push on, because if I get too overloaded, then I get extra stressed out on trying to record again. So keep it up to date, keep it on schedule. The crafting might be cutting down a bit because I literally, like yesterday, I didn't knit anything because I spent all day teaching my children, and then I spent all night. I did wind my yarn. That's what I did last night. I wound the yarn, and then I was toast, and I'm already toast right now, partially because I got a cold, but I'm exhausted. I'm just exhausted. So, but I want to get my hat done. That's easy. I can sit in bed and knit my hat. And I want to start the doodler. But everything else might be on hold. Maybe some spinning. I don't know. So, I hope everyone's hanging in there. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. I don't even know. We have enough food for the month, roughly. I mean, we'll have to go out for milk and stuff probably at some point. But I don't want to leave the house. Jim's going to work as usual at this point. Obviously that can change too. He does have the means to work from home if he can, but right now he's still going in. I'm just doing the best I can, and I'm sure the rest of you are doing the best you can too. And I feel for anyone that's got a full-time job and kids at home, because I don't even know. I feel for those who can't work and aren't getting paid, because that's crazy. I mean, I am insanely thankful to be a stay-at-home mom right now. As much as this sucks that I have to actually stay at home with my kids instead of sending them to school, I am super thankful that I'm not losing any income right now. That it's pretty much business as usual as far as our finances go, besides the stock market crashing. But, you know, in general, things are okay. This is fine, right? Dog with coffee. This is fine. So, thank you all for watching. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share. Spread the word out to, you know, what else are we going to do besides knit and watch podcasts? So, if you have any podcasts that you would like me to watch and talk about, please list them below. Please, again, share my podcast with your friends so I can get some more likes and subscribers. Because, you know, it's fun. So, take care, everyone. I hope you get to craft all the things.